It's a fascinating breakdown, especially as we're going to get to know and become more familiar with Sepp Blatter as this investigation goes on, because how could he become unscathed throughout all of this? Rob Harris joins us now from Zurich. He's a sports writer for the Associated Press. And Rob, I think that's the big question for everybody. How is Sepp Blatter not named as a suspect or indicted defendant and remain up for re-election come on Friday?
Well, that was one of the key questions posed when we were at FIFA headquarters today in Zurich. I said, a lot of people around the world will look at this and say, how can Sepp Blatter continue running FIFA or going for a re-election when he's the head of the committee where so many current, past or future members have got this suspicion hanging over them? There will be many questions asked.
So, Rob, there have been rumors for years about corruption deep-seated within FIFA, but the sports community remains shocked about hearing the actual arrests and the indictments. Is there this wide-stem belief that they are untouchable and that they can act without impunity?
Well, that was the case, I think, up until a few years ago, but we have actually seen various cases actually carried out in the last few years, ethics cases against former long-time aides of Sepp Blatter. Blatter is the great survivor, yet his allies he cast aside masterfully when they sort of are exposed for wrongdoing. And this is a key test really now of FIFA, how it moves on from this, because now we've had years of scandals. It's this great contrast between the stunning success of the World Cup, which generates $5 billion or so for FIFA, and on the other hand, this seemingly mismanagement of the organisation, the way officials seem to be able to use FIFA as slush funds or be able to sort of financially benefit themselves from the world of soccer, rather than it going back into the game, into grassroots pitches, into helping develop the players of the future.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems they remain loyal to whichever the wind is blowing with the most cash. And we've got this statement from Sepp Blatter just in, and it reads in part, as unfortunate as these events are, it should be clear that we welcome the actions and the investigations by the U.S. and Swiss authorities and believe that it will help reinforce measures that FIFA has already taken to root out any wrongdoing in football. But Rob, this is a big issue when it comes to the fact that Russia was awarded the World Cup for 2018 and that Qatar was awarded the World Cup for 2022. Some people would say, okay, Russia's a logical place because they were able to host the Olympics. They have an infrastructure that could support this. But Qatar, was that really the one place that everyone said, you know what, enough is enough? There's too much corruption in FIFA.
Well, I think there are sort of two separate issues on the decisions to award the World Cups to Russia and Qatar. The issue for many with Qatar is its limited infrastructure, its heat, which forced the dates to be moved, and whereas Russia is an established football nation, you then step aside from that and you look at the various corruption questions around both bids. And major investigations have taken place by an American, Michael Garcia. He reported last year into the FIFA judge. The FIFA judge delivered his report in November. And crucially, although they were cleared to continue hosting the World Cups in 2018 and 2022, it wasn't a complete clean bill of health. It was almost the fact there is not enough evidence to convict. What we're seeing now is the Swiss authorities are investigating that bidding process, and it was a vote in 2010 in the very building I'm actually standing in Zurich that the vote took place. And intriguingly, one of the key aspects about today's action from the Swiss authorities, and FIFA are really pointing to this, is the fact they were the ones who actually sent the file, the secret file no one has seen, from Michael Garcia to the Swiss authorities to investigate, and that's what's prompted it.
Rob Harris, sports writer for the Associated Press. Rob, great insight. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I appreciate it. We want to move on and return back to one of our top stories today, other than FIFA. It is about the 2016 presidential politics, and we've got Hillary Clinton in South Carolina.